Come design a best-selling Etsy t-shirt design with me in this step-by-step video using all free tools. Hi people, welcome back to the OGs and welcome to all the new people that are here. So glad you're here, by the way. I'm Tianna and I started my Etsy shop this year to build an income from home, and I'm documenting this all on my YouTube channel to show you everything with 100% transparency. But I'm also here to show you how to do the exact same so you can build a side income, full-time income, financial freedom, whichever you want for yourself. In today's video, we are going to be going from researching, and I'll show you how to find trending designs for completely free on Etsy, and then we're going to hop into Canva and Photopea, and I'm going to show you how to make those designs step by step. Let's get into it. Okay guys, here we are on my computer. You know that when we get into the computer, we get very serious, very real. It's time to learn. So let's look at what I do when I start my research. So there's two types of research that I do when I'm looking to create a design. We're going to be doing it the free way. This is the way that I started doing it at first, and I was able to get my first sales in doing. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So first, we want to find some trending or popular design styles. And it doesn't matter what niche we are planning on designing for. We can look for design inspiration anywhere. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to find designs that are reoccurring or very popular, and we're going to see what we can bring into the niche that we're going to do today, which, by the way, it's going to be the birthday girl niche, which I've never made a shirt for like a birthday girl, but I don't know, I want to make a shirt for a birthday girl. So the niche we're going to be bringing our design into today is we're going to make a birthday girl shirt, but we're going to look outside of the birthday niche to find inspiration for our design. So already I have Etsy open. Make sure you open it in incognito because Etsy does track everything you're doing. Even if you're not signed in, they're still watching you, watching what you do. So open up an incognito tab. Because I'm in Canada, you can see the little Canada flag here. I'm going to switch my region to be the United States. And the reason I'm doing this is because that's the audience that I want to target. So we're going to do that. And we're going to hit save. And like I was saying, I'm going to be looking in different niches, and some examples of niches you can look in is evergreen niches, such as the bachelorette niche. They're always pretty quick with like the new and upcoming design trends. Or you can look in niches that are upcoming, like for now, you could look Halloween or Christmas and see design trends that are starting to pop up that are doing really well that you can bring into whatever niche you want to. Okay, so because I know back to school, as you can see on the front, classrooms calling, because I know back to school is kind of popular right now, what I'm going to do is search teacher shirt and see what designs are trending in the teacher shirt niche and just see what elements I can pull from this. I'm going to kind of put down a little jot note of what I'm seeing. Before we get any further, here I have it open. I'm going to sort by bestsellers only. Of course, we can already see a lot of popular, these are all ads. This first entire row is ads, as you can see right here. But if we go to the next row, we can see, and we can already see, like I said, popular now. But if you want to make sure we're only seeing bestsellers, we're going to either go here under all filters, or sometimes you can see at the top and click star seller. And then just in the URL, you're going to switch out star and replace it with the word best. And then now we're going to see only our bestsellers or popular now listings. Okay, so now we're going to kind of pick up on what design trends that we're seeing. Now, immediately I'm seeing a lot of big, bold text that is filled in. These two fonts kind of look like they're the same font, but these are just filled in with color, with a outline, like an outline kind of going to the side, a little shadowing. This one's of a pattern, this one's just of like sparkly texture. I'll open them up so you can see what I'm talking about. So this one kind of has a shadowing that is a speckled, black and white speckled pattern. And this one has a shadow that is like sparkly. I'm going to keep looking through. Here we see a pattern in text. Here we see what's been really popular, this stamp trend, or whether it's a stamp or whether it's like a curvy borders. You can see that it's curved borders all around the images with little graphics inside. That's so cute. And of course they've made it to match the teacher niche. And by the way, guys, once you're in Etsy doing this all the time, looking at the research, you will start to pick up on things that you see are working in multiple different niches, or things that maybe you haven't seen before that you're seeing is doing well. Like for example, this 3x3 grid of like these graphics I've seen do very well in multiple different niches with multiple different images inside. So overall, you can kind of see what is doing well. Over here, I'm seeing patterns again. Over here in this listing, I'm seeing different types of patterns inside of text, as well as this one over here. We're seeing patterns inside of text, more patterns inside of text. So a lot of that for this niche, or different colors of letterings, more patterns inside the text. Like this one is really big over here, where you have like the floral pattern inside of text. This one is an embroidered one, but we can still take inspiration from it. The curvy text over some flowers. And some more florals over here, florals inside of the more florals inside of the font. More over here. You got like a little collage over here. This one is, of course, you got to worry about copyright because there's some familiar faces, but that's a good idea. Maybe there's other images you can put. I see some silly geese, which of course was very big, and this person decided to switch it by saying silly teachers build character, but the silly goose have been very, very popular recently. Okay, we're at the end of this page, and we could keep going and looking more. Another category sometimes I'll just look in is just shirt. I'll search that, make sure I have bestseller on, and I'll look to see what comes up and what I'm seeing. Maybe if I can see some things that were popular when I search something else up, or some crossovers, and I'll just see what is working. When it comes to the design style I want to do, I do think I want to try to create a design that has the floral pattern inside of the text. So I think we're going to maybe find some that match that we can get inspiration from, and then figure out what we're going to do for our niche. Okay guys, I've pulled out 3 different listings of a trend that I see doing very well. This one, 9 people bought this in the last 24 hours. This one's in 11 baskets, and this one 6 people bought in the last 24 hours. So these ones are definitely popular. In these, and the commonality between I see between these is that this one has like mixed match of different patterns that kind of go together with each other still inside of a font, and the border is kind of like a dotted border around the text. This one is also a floral pattern inside of the font, as well as this one has a border that kind of matches, so like a dark blue border that matches the shirt. And this one, again, floral inside of the font. This one has a beige border around, which also matches the style. So I think these ones are really nice. And as you can see, they're all doing very well. They're all best sellers right now, and they're all have sales or are in baskets and are very popular. So this is what we're going to take as design inspiration to bring to our listing for today. And guys, even though I was incognito, you can already see that items that I've recently viewed are already showing up. Even incognito, those cookies are real, they are watching you. But we're gonna go ahead and search up some phrases that we might want to put on our shirt. So for this, I am specifically going to look for birthday girl shirts, and I'm gonna look and see what phrases are popular, see if I can find some good ones. If I don't see ones in the birthday niche, I might maybe look in a related niche, like maybe mugs, but let's see what we can find. Okay, I've done some looking, and here are some of the listings I've seen with some phrases that maybe we can try to incorporate. We will see. So I have this one, which is in 13 baskets. It says in my 30s area, and it has a year down below. The next one I seen says just birthday girl. This one is, of course, the phrase that we can use, simple birthday girl, as well as this one, another one that says birthday girl. Both these being very popular here on Etsy. This one says chapter 60, 1965. This one's in 20 plus baskets, so very popular, and it's currently a bestseller. And the last one I found is this, it says vintage 1995, And I actually seen a lot that just said vintage and it had a year attached with it. So maybe this is something we could incorporate. 29 people bought this in the last 24 hours, which is crazy. So people are definitely liking something about this. It definitely could be the personalization aspect because you can include a photo, or maybe just the look of vintage 1999, and just the look of it can be very aesthetic. Okay, and here we are in Canva where I'm going to create a 4200 by 4800 pixels canvas. This is what I'm used to working with for creating designs for comfort color shirts. This might end up being a shirt for youth, so that might be different, but for now I'm going to stick with this and hit create new design. Okay, so here we have it right here. And remember, we are going to be doing the design style where there is a pattern inside of the text. And I'm going to show you how to do that for free using Canva and Photopea. But first, what we need to do is find a text that we like. Now, if you're able to, you can get a text from Creative Fabrica or just somewhere else. But to be able to integrate it into Canva, you do need to have the paid membership of Canva. I'm specifically signed into an account where I do not have membership. As you can see, it says upgrade your plan, just so that I don't accidentally use any paid features. But normally on my own, I do use the paid version, but we're going to do with what we have. So we're going to add a text box by going over here to text and then clicking add a text box. And here, one of the texts that we had, and we're just going to start with this because this is the most simple, was birthday girl. So one of the texts we had was birthday girl. And now to kind of match the look we're going for, I feel like we might need a font that's a little bit more bubbly, a little bit thicker letters so that I can actually hold the pattern. There's more of the pattern to show once we fill the font in with the pattern. So we're going to go look through. I did look through ahead of time because I can look through fonts for forever. But if you're ever looking for a specific font, you can kind of put it into ChatGPT what you're looking for, and they can give you some good suggestions of where you might want to go. And also Kittl, the free version of Kittl as well, you can find some really good, I think Kittl has a way better selection of fonts as well. So you can go there for free and pick a font from there and do the exact same process. But here, I think we might go with this font here. Now I'm going to bring the text so it's closer together. So to do that, I would need to go over here and lower the line spacing. I might want to adjust this a bit, maybe separate birth and day, or mix it up, maybe just do B-Day. I'll mess around with this a bit and figure out how I want to do the layout for this. Okay, so for now, this is the way I'm going to leave it. I think maybe when we come back, after we get the pattern in, I might go ahead and maybe add some flowers and things around it. We'll see how it looks, but for now we have this, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how you can get your pattern inside. So first, we want to get a pattern that we can use. On Etsy, you can definitely find patterns, a lot of floral patterns. I'll quickly show you that if you type in Etsy and we just go to floral patterns PNG, you can find a lot of floral patterns here, a bunch in one where you can just order it for a super low cost. Looks like $1, $2, $3, $4. Okay guys, it's the next day. Yesterday was a long day and I swear I was having so many bloopers because I literally forgot how to speak. So we are back and I just went ahead and I adjusted what I want it to look like. So I changed it back to birthday and I have it say birthday girl. Again, I kind of noticed like some of the text would be curved and some of the designs I would see. So I've just kind of messed around a little bit and kind of came up with this. So I have this on one screen. So you want to get the pattern in the text, you want your text to be completely black, just a white background. Again, if you do not have Canva Pro, which we're pretending we don't, because like I said, I'm on the free plan right now to show you that you can do with the free plan. We're gonna export this just as is. But before we do that, you can, like I said, you can get a pattern from Etsy, or what we're going to do is we're going to actually look for a pattern in Canva. So we're going to go over here to elements and we're going to search floral pattern. So we're going to search floral pattern. We're going to open up, sometimes you can look in photos, but I'm going to look in graphics and we're going to see which one we might want to use. What I did like about some of the listings that we saw was that some of them would have actually different patterns in each of the letters, which I thought was pretty cool, but they make sure that those patterns would match together and go together very well. I don't think we're gonna do that today, but we are gonna look to see if there's any patterns that I like. And what we're gonna do when we get that pattern, is we're just going to pick the pattern. Say, for example, we were to choose this one, and you're going to just have it on the page. Oh gosh. You're gonna have it on the page, and we're going to use this, and we're gonna export that as well. On Canva, remember, you can't just export a pattern or just export one graphic and just sell it as your own, but we are going to be incorporating this pattern into our text, so it's okay. Okay, so I'm not sure which one I'm gonna like better. I kind of want to play around, but I do have these two selected. I have this one and this one, and we're just gonna go ahead and download all of these as PNG and open up Photopea. And you're going to open from computer. So when you click open from computer, this is where you're going to open up your PNG, just the text alone for now. Here I have my text alone opened up. And what we need to do is get rid of the background. So we couldn't do it in Canva because to remove or to export with a transparent background in Canva, you would need Canva Pro. But we're able to do this very quickly here. What we're going to do is go over to the left side and we're going to click on this tool right here. This is the magic wand tool. So with this tool, we're able to click anywhere where we have a white background. So here we're going to click and we're going to hit delete on your keyboard and it just gets rid of it. We want to also make sure that we're going in between the spaces and the letters where it's closed and also deleting the white in there as well. Everywhere that you see that it's checkered means that there's no background, so that when you export it, it will not be there. So right now, only that will be exported is the black text if we were to export this. We're going to go back and click our move tool again, and we're going to have this here. And next we're going to go to file, open in place, and we're going to place our pattern. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to start with this pattern. As you can see on the right side, we have two layers. So we have the layer with our text and the layer with our pattern. We want to make sure we're clicked onto the layer with our pattern, and we're going to bring it up like this to be in front of our text. So we can see this in front of our text. Also, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the magic tool and get rid of the white on I'm going to get rid of the white on the pattern because the pattern didn't take up the full space. So I'm going to get rid of get rid of the pattern. It might ask you that it might say you need to rasterize your image first and just click OK. We're going to get and go ahead. So it went ahead and got rid of the white, back to the select tool, and we know that it's completely covering our text. So we're going to go to the right, back to the pattern. We're going to right click. We're going to go down to clipping mask. So when we click clipping mask, we can see that now our pattern is within the text. So one other thing that was very popular in our research was to add a border. So we are also going to do that. We are going to now open up into the background. You're going to right click on background. You're going to select blending options. You can also go up to here, layer, and select layer style and blending options from here as well. And we're going to open up this tab. We're going to check stroke because this is going to add a stroke around the text. So we want to check stroke, open up the stroke tab, and here we can do all the adjustments to it. So maybe we'll make it 7 pixels wide for now. And then we're also going to change the color maybe. Okay, let's leave it on that for now and see, but we're going to select that and we're going to adjust the size. And if you can see that it's adding a border around the text. I'm actually going to change the color a bit to be a bit lighter. Maybe like that. We're going to click OK. And here we have our text with our border with our pattern inside. So now that we have that done, we are going to export this image. So we're going to go up to file and we're going to click export as and PNG, and we're going to take this and we're going to bring this back into Canva. Okay, I went ahead and brought it back into Canva just so you can get a better look at what it looks like. So this is what this pattern looks like. And from here, you guys can just take a look and see if maybe any adjustments or things that you think you'd like better or worse, maybe a different pattern altogether. I think this pattern in particular would be a good pattern to mix and match with others. Maybe some of the letters could be this pattern, then some of them could just be a letter that is just a green that matches or a pink that matches instead of having all of them be patterned. But these are just some things that I'm thinking about when seeing it, just to mix and match it up a little bit. I do like the pink border, I like the thickness of the border, and yeah, I think this is super cute. So we're going to go ahead and put it on a shirt and just to get an idea of what it would look like. From here, you can also add some other elements that you might have seen that are popular, like maybe some flowers around the design, maybe some twinkly like stars and things, anything that would kind of match the research that you've done. Again, I think this pattern might be a little bit too much, but here's something that you could do. You can maybe add some daisies around, and maybe if some of the letters were like interchanged, so some of them were patterned, but some of them were just solid colors, like green or pink. I think the daisies would look a little bit better because they wouldn't be too many flowers going on. But those are just some things you can do with this method and designs you can create. I'm going to go ahead and export this. Again, to have a transparent background, if you did add some things, you'd want to go back into Photopea so that you can remove the background again and save it from there and then put it on your design. But if I were to not want any of these little elements that I put on top, I could just keep the image that I originally got from Photopea just with the pattern and the outline text. Okay guys, and here I have the design placed on one of my favorite Bella and Canvas mockups. And just here it is. I added some of the flowers I said. Like I said, if I were to change something, I would probably make some of the letters just have no pattern, just be a solid color. But overall, I think this is a good idea to understand the research process and finding design trends that are doing good in other niches, which is like the pattern in the text, and then bringing it to our niche using phrases that are already working in our niche, such as birthday girl, which is super popular in our niche, and bringing the, like I said, pattern and text from a different niche into this niche, because both the design style and this phrase are both best selling. So combining them both is bringing something new to our niche and in hopes that we can get some sales. So this is, I wanted to show you guys how you can do this for completely free. Yes, it is a little bit more work. I'm having to go back and forth between Photopea and Canva, but if you do not have the option to purchase any of these subscriptions yet, here's an option for you to be able to do the exact same designs you're seeing on Etsy. All right, guys, I also wanted to remind you that the reason why I do my designs this way is not only that they can sell, but so that I can sell designs in saturated niches, such as the birthday niche. If you haven't already seen it, I have created a video on how to sell in saturated niches on Etsy. I went over 3 different methods you can do to sell in saturated niches. You can watch that right here. And I've been loving your comments. I know some of you guys were asking for a step-by-step tutorial, so I wanted to bring this to you. Let me know what other step-by-step tutorials you want and also other videos. I know everybody wants to see how much I've spent on Etsy ads. That video is coming soon. I kind of had to take a break because I couldn't really talk last week, but we are back, so I'll be making that video very soon. I kind of want to have all my data put together so that I can show you guys everything. Thank you so much for subscribing. I have 400 subscribers now. We are getting so big and I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new and you haven't yet joined our little family here. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye, people.